It's a 1928 New Hudson, and it's a 350 side valve.
It's far more powerful and efficient. Uses less fuel, has more power.
Same as the Thompson rounds, that is a proper man stopper.
Yeah, it looks like a lump, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you're going to hit somebody with one of those, they're going to go down.
I see, then you got
so
nothing.
always you got that 1-2 rounds less than actually you're supposed to have in the magazine.
Right guys, I'm down the Southern River, going to give it a go for pike. I've been down here for last few years have been really rubbish down here for me. Scratching around just trying to get a couple of jacks. And it used to be good, used to get some really good pike fishing here. Still living in the memory, still living in the past. Behind me here is the river gauge. What's that, 5 meters or something above normal level or whatever it is. You can see where the background here, it's been totally up in there. So we haven't had rain for a while. This is winter, no leaves on the trees, no surprise what time I'm fishing. So I'm going to give it a go. But I phoned 2 tackle shops. They said, oh yeah, all the colours dropped out of it, it's clear. But their idea of clear, my idea of clear are two different things. You know, I like a sort of greeny look about it, or you can't make it what it isn't. It may never come back to the colour, the clear sort of greeny tinge that we used to get years ago, catch a lot of pike, and pike like. But of course the other problem is all the predators on here. The other problem is, of course, they disappear, fish disappear. Maybe people take them, you know what I'm saying, they probably do take them, I've seen them being eaten and stuff. You got cormorants. Well, if the cormorants take the small fish like I'm using here, if they're feeding on all those, it's not going to be great for pike, is it? But you never know. What they say is pike thrive on neglect, so I'm hoping that if the fishing's been a bit poor, patchy the last few years, maybe other than lure anglers, it gets lure fish quite a lot, so I figure they might be wise to lures a little bit and they're being caught and put back. So I'm going to try just natural dead baits here, pick them up from the local tackle shop. These ones are Grant's little mini ones. I'll try those first, and I bought some extra packs down here, slightly large ones for fishing further upstream. If I find a slack, I feel 5 to 8 pound pike might take a bigger bait better, but there's no reason why a big pike won't take this. Get something in the water. Now I can see straight away first cast, there's still quite a bit of pace in the current here, so it's stopping my bait go down deep. Of course if I go deep I risk snagging. Regular rod and reel, I've got a VB hook there, but I've offset the secondary hook there, 2 singles, debarbed them, and I'm just going to twitch this around snag. So I'm going to be on the move, I'll probably keep the camera on the pole just like this, that way I can move around. I'm fancying just here. Now look, there's been people fishing here. This is going to be a sort of hammered area, if you like, not just for pike, for anything. I can see the rod rest holes here as well. I start here purely because there's a toilet by the car park, which before you start is always a good thing. The trouble is it's closed due to antisocial behaviour. Oh, that's nice. So a few people have ruined it for everybody. So now it's locked up totally. So this area is liable to be hammered. I'm just going to have a few throws here, just to see what's there. I might get lucky with a jack pike or something like that. Work my way down, and I'm going on a long walk upstream, which I never do. I always end up fishing too long down this bottom end. But I'm going to work further upstream, what I think is probably further away from anglers, or the majority of average anglers. Joe Average, he doesn't want to walk too far, he probably stop here, fish here. That's why it's so worn, it's close to the car park. So I get the bait through the bottom drawer, out the top drawer. Obviously keep it dead central if you can. and just a piece of rubber band like that, it cut off over the bend, onto, well, over the point of the hook, down to the bend like that. Can you see that? And that should hold it on a little bit longer. Okay, I'm gonna have a throw down around this bush and then I'm gonna move. Guys, I'm just rigging up quick with a net. I've had nothing for about an hour and a half. Put a bigger roach on, and I'm pretty sure I've had a pickup. Could be a small fish, I don't know. But I am in Snag City here. It's going out in the main current, so I'm going to tighten up on it. Oh, he might have dropped it. I think he's dropped it. That's a shame. No, he's still there. He's still there. Come on. No, not the snakes. He's in, he's out. Oh, I got him. Whoa, that was some kind of luck, I can tell you. It was a swim I actually walked past, walked back and thought, when you were a younger man, Graham, you'd fish those swims. This one's going to take off in a minute. Don't know where he's gone. He's been very calm. I'm taking no chances. He's in. Yes, sirree. It's a blank saver. Let's put him up here. Get the mat out. Goodness me, that was a hunch and a half. Calm down, buddy. I had to actually haul on him to keep him away from the snags. Yeah. There you go, people. Happy days. That was a hard-earned fish. I figured if I could get 2 or 3 fish, I'd be lucky with these conditions. So, nice looking fish. Well pleased with it. Let's get him back. Other than this, that is my only take in an hour and a half. Let's get him back. The swim is like a nun swim. But I have had fish in places like this before, you know. But very, very sketchy. That's why I'm on heavy line. And a decent rod, no light tackle. I think my problem was the bait's not big enough in this slightly coloured water, and it is pushing, so I've only got 4 left now. Dead baits like this. So if that's what they want, that's what they want. Bigger bait. So smaller ones, okay for us, you know, real small jack bite. But they've still got ice in them, so bend it like this. So I'm just trying to put a bit of flex in it. Then if you don't use them all, you can refreeze them. They'd be a little bit softer, but hey ho. Don't forget, if they give you newspaper like this in the tackle shop and they're frozen, just keep them wrapped up, and that will keep them frozen longer. And obviously I've got them in with my sandwiches. That was lucky because I didn't have the net ready because it's such a pain with the brambles. I just came through it because it's been pounded. I can see it being pounded by all the boot marks. I'll never fish on a Monday because I figure Saturday and Sunday is going to get hammered. But there were no boot marks in this particular swim. I'll give it one sort of drop. And it was first drop. He had it under this tree, I feel. Wouldn't surprise me. Might be another one there. To be honest, I thought it was a tree snag when I was cursing away. I want to get more to the right. The current just is fairly sort of dead in here at the moment. Just there, the main current sweeping, so I couldn't fish out. Be gone. I do like nook and cranny fishing, I really do. It can be the saviour if the other swims are being hammered to oblivion. Or the guy further down, he's just sitting in the one swim. Local guy, I suppose. Membership, you know, knows where he's going, what he's doing. He's been sitting there, I guess, for the big dead bait, I don't know. As you do for big pike. He's had one of 17. But I just can't fish like that anymore. I've got to be roving. I get so bored sat there. No disrespect to the 17. I'll take the 17, it's just the method. I know that's how they catch a big pike. And I've done it, you know. I just find roving, moving around like this, wait, it just suits me. It's what I used to do years ago as a kid almost. Watch me lose this in a minute. Every time I walk through these bushes I'm finding these round white things. There's another one down there. I'm just going to fish this swim down here. And down there is one of those round white things. Let's have a few casts and I'll pick that one up without falling in, hopefully. Now, years ago these swims would almost be one pike per swim, honestly, or a take per swim. Now it's all changed, so the likely looking places are not necessarily heaving with fish anymore. Right, I'll switch off and till I, or if I get another take. Well, nothing else for a while, half an hour more. Come to an open area and I've had a bump here, pretty sure it's a fish. He's stopped taking line at the moment. The last one was just hooked, so you can tell they're not really feeding mad. Well, you can't say that it's just one fish. He might have dropped it, it might be, all I did was twitching away, looking over there, daydreaming, thinking, oh, it could be barbling here in the summer, is it ever worth coming back again? And I thought I saw a flash. I thought, was that my bait or was that a pike? If it is, I don't think it's a big one. I think it's a jack pike's grabbed it. It's just coming back upstream a bit. No, he's still eating. I think it's a jack pike. I think it's maybe 2 pounds. So chances are I'll probably miss this one. I don't know how this is going to work, people. Guess I'm going to have to hold the rod back here and balance the rod. Oh, it looks like he's dropped it. Yeah, he's dropped it. Happy days. It was a jack. Oh yeah, you can see he slashed it there, cut it across the back. I thought it might be a small fish, but now I'm stuffed because I haven't got any other camera than this one. Just had my sandwich. 2 hours, nothing, absolutely nothing. Not one take, so I'm going home now. Oh, I pulled off a pike, can you believe it? Sprat, I've run out of bait, that was as you saw it. My goodness me, first cast with a sprat. Just saying I was going home. So I'm trying to go. So you can see it in that bay over there, there's a slack. And ordinarily with a sprat, I would never be able to get out there. but with the wind behind it, I might just get in there. Could be snaggy, could be boulders, tree branches, but there was definitely one small, I think it was a jack pike. Annoying. Crikey, the bait had barely moved and he was on it. That's the way it's been. As soon as I get out in the main current, it's swept round. It's going to be worth 5 or 6 casts if I can. Oh, it's about, oh God almighty, that was nearly up the tree. There's a big slack there. Well, I'll get back to you if I do get a take. Oh, I went 1 cast too far. And I'm trying to get near the snags over there and lost my rig. I don't know if I have one more cast or not, so I'm fairly despondent at the moment. You can see there is a big tree, but there's a big raft of stuff there, and I just feel there would be another one under. I think I'll make one more rig up quickly. Well, this stretch used to be a sort of classic back end roach fishing. Come down here with the matchman and do articles there for the fishing magazines. You'd be roach fishing and you would just get late in the afternoon like this with the tide flooding and pushing up the river to push all the salt and push the fish up more. You write your own ticket. We put films up here on pike. I don't know, 16 pounders there. I've had 5 doubles over this area. It's all changed, all changed. It's just not the clarity that it used to have. But I'm still having a throw. I don't do the live baiting like some people just go live baiting. I don't do that. I've done, of course I've done it. I won't now just do lures where even they take second place, or just twitch dead bait. But you would see the roach topping this time of the evening. You would see them topping, and this would be a classic time. It's a real nice roach, ½ pound to a pound, nets of them. And of course, with all that amount of bait fish there, you would almost guarantee pike, almost guaranteed. Now it's cold wind coming. I'm a few casts away from packing up, but I've seen, guys, so many cormorants up and down here flying. I don't know whether they're on double time or is that fish? No. I don't know whether they're on double time or not. If I'm in a snag, yeah, that looks like we all know this position. Bye. And that's me bye as well. I might have got the rig back. Got it all back, still alive. Well, I'm not going to fish anymore. Hear the ambulance go in there because there's hospital just pretty close. So guys, disappointing. I've got to find something else for you people. Let's get back in the car before it gets too cold. At least I've got one pike and save the blank. Well, that certainly saved the blank. Now let's get on to my favourite section, yeah, the random old time stuff. I'll 2 cheeseburgers, chips and a Coke to go, please. I said. Go to your diesel engine, I guess. here at the museum, they got a sort of traditional vegetable garden years ago. Maybe they live off it, I don't know. They've got plenty of CD discs there trying to keep the birds off. Giant pumpkins over the back. Onions, runner beans, a lot of it's gone back. Getting the back end now. Oh, he's backing it in here now, look. Quite a big vegetable patch, this one. I'm going corn on the cob there, sweet corn, marrows, perhaps cucumbers. The potatoes have been dug. I used to grow quite a few potatoes, and so they used to do all their composting there, look like that. We'll spin round here while we're looking. The rain stopped for a second, so. Raspberries there. And that's why all the silver CD discs are about here, trying to keep the birds off the raspberries. Cucumbers, marrows, and of course loads and loads of farming equipment. These little vehicles are Hillmans, I think, all Hillmans. The Imp, it's called an Imp, and they've got engines in the back. Some of you might remember those. 1, 2, 3, 4 spark plugs, HT coil, distributor, new fuel filter by the look of that, I guess. They're bigger, actually, quite bigger than you would think looking inside it. And they've actually got a club of these. That's a nice one there. Little rally one. A little sporty coupe one here, look. What do you call that? Am I right? Is that a coupe or is that a fastback? A slope on the back of a car like that. What would you call it?
Really? Yeah, they're quite really hands-on, aren't they? Yes. No. Everything was on. Yeah.
That's what she usually takes. You've got a photo and I can
It's a 1928 new Hudson, and it's a 350 side valve.
Is that, I'm going to ask, English, American, I don't know.
It's England, yeah, it's Birmingham.
Oh, it's England,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I've never heard of one.
It was Hudson Cycles from 18 something or other up until 1903, and then they became New Hudson Motorcycles, and they lasted until 1933.
Yeah.
And then they become Girling, the brake people.
Oh, Girlings, I've heard of Girlings, yeah.
And then after the war, BSA used the name New Hudson to make autocycles.
Ah, I said you know that, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, this is 1928.
And what's the engine? Run us through the engine.
It's a 350 side valve.
Yeah.
It's all New Hudson. Engine, gearbox, they made everything. So it's all made by New Hudson, which is quite unusual for the time.
Have you had to do much work to it, like internally and that? Most people have.
Rebuilt the gearbox. Haven't done much to the engine. New clutch, new brake linings. Oh, and there was a rear wheel bearing. Had to have.
How do you get? Do you have to make those, or can you still?
Yeah,
buy
just you machine.
You machine them.
Yeah, you got to make them. Yeah.
So would you find the spec sheet from these online? Somebody would have another one.
I've got quite a bit of information on it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know much. I'm not that good at going online for things, but
no, join
yeah.
club. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I've got quite a bit of information on it.
And why the two fillers? Is it a split tank or what?
Yeah, so it's oil this side, fuel that side.
Oh really?
And that's a plunger oil pump. So every
push it or
4 or 5 miles you give it a couple of pumps.
Oh really? Just...
But it's more really for if you've got sidecar on.
But is that for oil for the engine sum?
It's a total loss. No, there's no sum. It's a total loss.
It's just a feed all through. So
yeah. So you've got that's a Perry oiler there. So it's Perry pump, and that circulates around the engine. But it's a total loss system. So it burns it and drops it. And, yeah. Even oils the chain.
So you've got to take oil with you when you're out.
Well, no. You fill the tank
quite
up.
a bit?
Yeah, that will last a couple of tankfuls of fuel probably. So yeah, just top it up.
And just here, I was just asking, what were we in the?
That's a toolbox.
That is a toolbox.
Yeah. A must-have tools in there.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, you won't want to go too far without any tools.
But most of the parts look fairly original on there, don't
they?
Yeah,
yeah.
Got all these brass and that.
It's fairly original, yeah. Yeah, I've changed the chain of sprockets. But other than that, yeah.
Wide seats they had, didn't they?
Yeah,
Lovely.
that's a modern seat.
And the reason for the padlock is that just where you chain it up?
Yeah, if I break down anywhere, I can chain it to a
It's
lamp.
nothing to do with us, because
No.
it take 3 of us to lift it.
There's
Yeah.
a battery. Has it got a battery?
It's no, because it's all mags. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
okay.
has got, because I've put I've got a brake light on it.
So it starts all right without the battery then?
Oh yeah.
So you just kick it over,
Yeah,
and the
kick it
magneto
over.
makes a
Yeah,
spark.
Yeah, and it usually starts first kick, even after 6 months.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a technique to it, because it's got so you've got your fuel on the twist grip, but air is on here, so you're constantly metering fuel to air when you're going along.
Right.
And then you've got advance and retard. Everyone thinks that's a clutch, but it's not. That's a valve lister. That's your on and off switch.
Yeah.
And then the clutch is an inverted lever here.
There's a lot going on there, isn't there?
Yeah, and then hand gear change. So yeah, it's a bit of a
Yeah, that's a bit of a handful, I'd say, yeah.
it takes a bit of, but once you're used to it.
What's it do, about 20 or something?
No, she'll do 50, 55.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite, yeah, it moves along. The girlfriend was following me in the Anglia coming here, and I had to come on, because she was holding me up. I wanted to get going.
Yeah. Sorry, I've never seen one before, never heard of one.
Yeah.
On the
Everyone thinks it's American New Hudson.
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Birmingham.
On the light, how does that system work in there?
That would have been acetylene.
Settling, yeah,
But
crystal.
it's got an LED in it. I've got a little battery under here. So if I plug that in, I got my glasses on. Let's put my glasses on.
I know the feeling well. And how does that operate the acetylene? Just tell us about that. How the system
Acetylene, it
works.
had a regulator, and it had cobalt you put in the bottom,
Yes.
and then water on the top, and
Yeah.
then as the water drips through onto the cobalt, that then turns to gas.
Yes.
And then flows through the pipes up, and then you light it in the. So,
No
yeah.
pressure in it, no pressurised, is it?
No pressure. So you can see that's on there.
There we go, yeah.
That's just an LED.
LED in there, got it, yeah.
So that's a very similar light. They were that sort of.
Yeah.
You never ever recognised me. I come round your house.
No, this it was donated to us, and
I've been here several times, I don't think I've ever
we
seen
took
this open
it
though.
down
That's
and
what my...
rebuilt it here as was. But the bikes in here and the car
Yeah,
are the museum's other donations, you know,
Yeah.
all given by different people, and we use it because they are the sort of things that would have been in here at that time.
yes. But this is a usable workshop, because I know...
Yeah, I work in here on this.
Yeah. And what is this one? Run us through that, I've never heard of that.
What it's a Singer Bantam 9.
So we're talking Singer sewing machine companies, is that what we're talking, or...?
It's
Originally?
not the direct company because they were American,
Yeah.
but I think they are related. And we've got it going, and we working to improve it.
And what engine is in that?
It's overhead cam, overhead valve.
4-cylinder?
Very modern 4-cylinder, yeah. And when you compare it to the Austin out there, which is a year older, that is side valve.
Yes.
Rod brakes, a lot older in design and technology.
What was the difference between the valves then? What
This is far more powerful and efficient. Uses less fuel, has more power, and when you consider it's only like about 1400
Yes.
and not very powerful at all, but that's even worse.
Really?
You know, you could not keep up with modern traffic with any of these.
Yes, yeah, these would be 40-mile-an-hour jobs. And that,
Yeah,
40,
yeah.
45, 50 and the top comes off or
Well,
something.
downhill.
Yeah, with the wind behind you.
But these were lovely. A sunroof, opening windscreen, even the back windows, though it's two-door,
Yes.
it's the suicide doors as they call them. I'm working on it, so it's in a bit of a state.
A suicide door, could you
See,
tell
it
us what
opens that way.
Oh, yeah.
That yeah, needs a lot of work, but we're working on it.
So that's called a suicide door with, I call it a reverse hinge almost.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And the back came down for the people to get in.
Yeah, I can smell all the leather because
Yeah.
unfortunately I'm of the age of leather from
Yeah.
the 50s, you know. So.
Yeah. No boot.
Oh, really?
No. So the back wheel's on the back, and to carry your luggage, you put the
Oh,
rack
flaps down. So it's quite a practical family
Yeah,
vehicle,
yeah.
that is, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, and you can see the sunroof where it slides back.
I see it's on a runners, yeah.
Yeah, and you see the back person has got a window winder. They can
Oh, of
wind
course,
down.
this one's fixed and that one's, winder, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, this one would wind down as well,
Oh, it would do, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but lost the handle on that. Yeah, so it's all
So the main thing is running.
yeah.
And in here is your little hidey hole where you spend most of your time. I
Yeah, as a
imagine.
volunteer.
Your man cave.
I
Your man
work
cave.
on
Yeah.
on the Singer,
Yeah.
and they got it going. It hadn't been on the road since 1961.
Wow. And you still got to go. But then they're more basic builds, aren't they? You know,
Very
it's not-
basic.
they're
Otherwise,
not-
I couldn't do it.
No, but they're not full of electrics like they are nowadays to go wrong, you know.
I had to rewire the electrics,
Yes.
so I've only done the basic just to get it
To
going.
get it going, yeah.
Yeah. But you know, as time goes on, if I live long enough, I'll get it rewired.
And then what do they do with the leathers and stuff inside? You want to keep it original, don't you?
Yeah, we probably won't do much.
So
It's
treat them
past-
with something, you know.
Yeah, it's past
Yeah.
reviving.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad, so we'll probably just leave it. Perhaps even cover it if we get people to ride in it, so we don't do any more damage to
Yes,
the leather.
yeah. And
Yeah.
the old bikes you've got over there, they tell us about those, because once these places are gone, they're gone, aren't they? You know,
Yeah.
all this sort of
Well,
stuff. I've never
both
seen
of
those.
these two are purchased as a standard bike. Then with this small one, it's 25cc. They buy the back wheel with an engine in it.
An engine in the wheel.
In the wheel, that round bit, there's an engine in there. And just put a throttle on the handlebar
Yeah.
and a clutch, and away you go.
And what would it be, like 2 gears or something, or
No, just the one gear.
in or out? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like the equivalent of an electric bike today.
But I've never seen. I can't see how they get enough engine in there. As it were. I can see this one. This one here, you guys. You can see.
Yeah,
the,
that rubs
the
the back
cylinder head. No, you can see it
tyre.
all. Yeah.
That rubs the back tyre, drives the back tyre, and that one drags me along 30 miles an hour.
Is it really? So this
Yeah.
is a goer as well.
Yeah. If the weather was better, I would ride it around the site. But I'm not going out in the mud and that with it. You know, they're too old. You need to look after them.
Yeah. They want to be out on a decent day,
Yeah.
like
on a-
the rest of us. Yeah. Well, that was something certainly different, wasn't it? Oh, so you like different, do you? Well, check out this piece where I went to a military show in Kent, a reenactment. It was enormous, unbelievable information there.
That was the only time they had to intervene, but other than that,
deteriorating situation in Somalia, and that actually started putting the funds again in by the Congress, improving their fighting capabilities, actually relieving effort for the part where we be deployed.
Yes, of course, yes. I was Berlin Wall just after.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you tell us what the kit and stuff is here for? Right, it's quiet. There's no wind. I've only got this little old camera.
Yeah.
It doesn't like the
Basically,
wind.
you got your M1 carbine and your magazines. That's the bazooka. You got your ration boxes, spare salts, canteen, your fighting kit, entrenching tool. This side you have trench shotgun.
So these are different.
There's different configurations of different bits.
The same soldier can change into different kits.
But you could be issued with different guns. So this one got a trench gun, which is for clearing Japanese out of caves. And
so that'd be the shotguns, yeah?
Yes, that's the shotgun.
Yeah.
Basically, they call it trench gun. They use it in the First World War a lot. Yeah, that's
in the First World War.
Yeah, but really? The Marines used a lot of them in the Second War in the caves with the Japanese.
Yes, I know.
It works a lot more effective in the Pacific than it did in Europe in the Second War.
Is that because you get the spread of the shot inside?
First War they were brilliant for clearing trenches, but there wasn't much trenches in Europe Second World War, so most of them went to the Pacific then.
It's even less now. It's all drones, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that was that kit. That is your Navy with a corpsman, which is your medic. Marines didn't have their own medics, so the Navy said supplied them with medics.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
But same again in Europe, the first aiders weren't armed in Europe because the Germans and the British wouldn't shoot each other. In the Pacific, the Japanese made a combined effort to actually kill the medics.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they targeted them specifically, so in Pacific all medics were armed.
And what gun would they have there?
He got the same one as the carbine there.
The carbine, yeah. So what's that? What clip would that take? It's quite a short clip.
Yeah, there's the magazines there.
Like, that's what he's loaded. Yeah. So how many bullets go in those?
That's 15 round mags.
15 in those little cartridges.
Yeah.
So they must be staggered. They're not in a line.
Yeah. Same as if we got the Garand, which we haven't got one out on display. That uses the much bigger bullets.
What's that, like a 303 size?
3006, yeah.
So would that go?
That would go in the Garand or the Springfield, which I've got over there.
Oh, we got you, yeah.
Yeah, which is again in 1903 Springfield. So, beginning of the war, Marines had mainly First World War kit, where Europe had all the modern stuff.
But this is still a lot of kit for a medic to carry, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a fair bit of weight there as well.
Oh yeah, because he was expecting, because he had to carry his own food and all that. I'd say and carry a gun and ammunition as well. Where in Europe, the medics just carried a medic bag.
And what would this one be?
This is basically another version of that one. He's just rigged up slightly different. You got your different backpacks. I mean, that is your backpack there that carries your tent, half your poncho. So each person got half a tent. You put them together, you can either set them up like that or join two together to make a complete tent.
Oh, I see. Yes, yeah. And then the size of the shells there, what would they be? They look fairly sort of snub-nosed, don't they?
Yeah, they're like that's like going that carbine. As I said, they haven't got so much stopping power as the 3006.
Yes, yeah. So what are these, more close combat sort of size?
Yeah, that's right. If you like the truck drivers that have them in the cab as well. So if you had a machine gun team, you would have the main one carrying the main 30 cal, and the other, but the one carrying the ammunition would be, because it's a slightly lighter rifle and easy to carry when you're carrying other things.
Yeah. Have you sampled any of the rations?
Yeah.
So you can recommend one to us?
They're okay. They're not bad. The modern ones are better, but yeah, I mean, they did what they did. You had a tin of food, biscuits, chocolate, a few cigarettes in there. You get one for every day, morning breakfast.
Now I'm putting those down as a Mills bomb, that type of grenade, or is that a standard? Because of fragmentation, isn't it? Rather than the circular ones that you see in the modern, action films, they're circular. What's the difference in those? I don't know.
I just think it's the design, that's all.
They still kill people.
Yeah. I think the modern ones are more concussion, but those are more fragmentation sort of thing. It's the same as a modern weapon. Now the bullets are smaller. You're designed to, they reckon, rather than killing the enemy now, it's much better to have so many of them wounded. You're overwhelming the hospitals with.
Well, they do say that, and they say it takes 2 action soldiers to carry 1 injured soldier. So you effectively put 3 out of order.
Yeah, definitely, that's the thing.
And on the handgun, what would that be?
That's a 45. That's 1911.
That's a fair lump on the end.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Same as the Thompson rounds. That is a proper man stopper.
Yeah, it looks like a lump, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you're going to hit somebody with one of those, they're going to go down. But yeah, same as the Tommy gun round.
And that the close combat knife down there.
Yeah.
That doesn't go on as a bayonet, does it?
No, that's just the Marines. I mean, I got the other one. They use a lot of World War I knives first of all. Then you got the Marines were issued with the K-bar, which they still get issued with today.
They still got the same one. They haven't changed that. Yeah.
It's such a good design. They use it for everything. You can cut things, stab things, everything. You just use it for everything. But yeah, still current issue now.
So that would be the First World War.
Yeah, frightening in the trenches.
What's a little
That's
stab
for
on
cracking
you?
skulls.
No.
Yeah, if you hit him on the top of the head, you
Is that
crack the
right?
skull with that. Yeah.
I learn something every day. Yeah.
So basically,
And I suppose like knuckle dusters,
yeah,
punching as
basically,
well.
yeah, for in trenches, hand-to-hand combat in the trenches. That was
Goodness
it.
me, done bare thinking about.
Punch, stab, whatever.
So we won't be going into Waitrose for that one.
No.
It's good, nice to see the kit out, yeah. A knife they use for cracking skulls, and all I've got to protect myself is this teensy-weensy penknife with a 2-inch blade. You couldn't even crack a joke with that, never mind cracking skulls. God, anyway, let's move on and see the next type of soldier I found at this military show. It was a Polish gentleman. My goodness me, he was really informative. Tell us what you're kitted out with here.
So today is the 1992 Somalia intervention, Marine Corps. This is the 15th Marine Expeditionary.
When you say Somali, is that the one like the Black Hawk Down?
Black Hawk Down. So because
put that there, 'cause I get set wind on it.
Because the things that start deteriorating in 1991, in the same time when the Kuwait was invaded by the Iraq. And by the end of 1991, the Somali went into the civil war. The president of the Somalia resigned, so all warlords, all the clans start fighting with each other. The food supply started deteriorating. United Nations start to intervene on the beginning. But because the Pakistani security soldiers been killed, roughly 23 of them, in 1992, on beginning 1992. The UN sent the resolution, passed the resolution to send a coalition of the armies, United States, France, United Kingdom, Italy, to Somali to re-establish the government, to put the peace in the countries and start sending the food to the starving people.
And that's where the film came from, Black Hawk Down, I guess.
Yes, that came. This is roughly 11 months after the intervention, because the Marines landed on 9th of December 1992. And they stayed there till May 1993 before they been redeployed to Rwanda, where the things start deteriorating as well. As we remember the Rwanda massacres.
And it's doing the same now. Nothing's changed.
It's just they've been Marines been redeployed over the areas for some time over there. But
and what's the gun you got there? What is that? Is that?
This is the called M16A2 556. So that was the
standard issue. Would that be?
That would be by that time the standard issue for the US Army and US Marine Corps. So because everything started from M16A1 during the Vietnam War. It's just the Marine Corps wanted the rifle that actually can shoot the 3 rounds burst instead of going the full auto.
What does that take, the magazine?
30 rounds.
30, really?
30 rounds. I mean, the 28, because every magazine got the problem with the... you got the little spring always on the bottom, so you're not gonna pull the spring to the very bottom, because you can break the magazine.
I see. Then you got
so
nothing.
always you got that 1-2 rounds less than actually you're supposed to have in the magazine. The same thing was going with the carbines, Thompsons during the World War II, with brain guns.
What would you carry magazine wise as backup? How many mags do you carry?
I mean, you would have between 2 to 4 pouches like this, and each one could carry about roughly 3 magazines, so 3, 6, 9, 12, about 12 magazines max. You could carry a bit more on the backpack behind.
Oh yeah.
You could carry roughly another 2, 3 more. The problem is the backpack is not too big.
Did they limit you as a soldier to carry? Could you take? I want to take more, or did they say no, 6 mags each or whatever? Did they ever limit?
If
you could carry them, you could take them.
They could carry, they were taking more ammunition. Obviously, it was as well depending on how long they had the mission, the patrols, or kind of what kind of the situation they are going into.
Now, what would you have? You've got a pouch up here. That's obviously there for easy access. What
so that would be the compass or the first aid. So normally, if the soldier would get hit, he would have his bandage, like the very
little first aid. Immediately.
Immediately. So it's just they pulling off the button, and that thing can just fall right on the hand. So
easy. I can see it's there for access.
It's just you can see on the photos quite a lot of them were doing like that. It's just like you said, for them easier access. So it didn't bother as well, on the shoulder. They had as well additional one.
Oh, I see. Yes, yeah.
So they had, in case they require more of the stuff. I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
So they had
yeah,
more
it's a load of
bandages
stuff.
and,
Yeah.
the pills, you know, malaria, because of the malaria, all the diseases coming from the, you know, the hot countries.
Sure.
That they needed to be protected with, you know, repellents.
On your gun, it's got. I saw the word burst on it. What's the difference between burst and semi? What does?
So the semi is the semi is one round. So
I see. Single shot.
In a single shot, yeah. Every single time you're pulling the trigger, it's firing, but only one shot.
Yeah.
When you're going to the burst, it will be shooting the three rounds, 3 ones bursts.
And then it goes. Then it's off. 3 off.
3 off. Yeah. So
every time you move the trigger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's just like it was mostly like for saving ammunition.
Yes.
And as well, it's just because after every some officers notice, like in the higher in the Pentagon, that after every fourth round is never as accurate as the first
really?
3.
So your first 3 are the ones that count.
Yeah. So, but this is why the Marines have been always trained to actually be rifle experts, good shooters. So
Yes.
you know, so they not waste as much ammunition as normally the army would.
And these holes on the top are for heat, to get rid of the heat,
Yes,
is it?
yes. So you got it from the top and from the bottom. I mean, because underneath that you got the barrel. So it's the air-cooled barrel.
Sure.
It's just they swap it. Normally they were using the wood in 16A1s on the beginning. They later swapped it for the plastic ABS, just for, you know, just to reduce the weight and for better cooling.
And it looks like a composite, is it?
It was like a
material?
composite ABS. Yeah, it was one of the tougher variants of the plastic. So you know, it could survive the banging and, you know, all the cracks and smashing.
So that is a real usable one, or is a look-alike? What is it?
This is actually the airsoft one. But this is the weight, everything.
That is the right weight that they have to carry.
Yes. It's literally like the real one.
Yeah. You can see why there's a lot more lightness to that than some of these old.
Yeah. because of the use of the wood.
Yeah.
So obviously back then
the wood built the weight up.
Yeah.
And that one there, I've seen those obviously in the films. What do they call that one? They're like, it looks like the machine gun thing. This one, is that a carbine? That one.
That one, yeah?
Yeah.
No, that's the M1 Thompson. Yeah, so that was the
machine gun.
Submachine gun shooting the .45 caliber round, just like the 1911.
So a lot of the First World War sort of was carried across to the Second World War.
I mean the M1 Thompson didn't actually catch itself on the World War I.
Yeah.
It just came too late.
Yes.
The army after World War I didn't need them. It was too expensive, it was too heavy. Roughly the price was $400 or $375, something like that. Back then you could buy a car for $300.
Yes.
So they were very expensive. The government doesn't need them. The only people that actually started using them were in 1920s the gangsters, Al Capone and all his
Chicago
associations. Yeah, Chicago Massacre during the Valentine's Day.
One of those,
yeah, because they could afford themselves to have actually this kind of the guns. Just when the World War II started, it's just the U.S. Army realized they need something, and they start looking at the Browning and Mr. Browning and his.
That would be
creation.
well made, though. Would it, even though it's expensive? Was it prone to jam or anything, or was it generally?
It tend to jam. Unfortunately, the original one was very quick firing, over 900 rounds per minute. So it was 900. 900. So if you think about
the drum, would it be a drum magazine?
So if you think about the MG42, the heavy machine gun the Germans made, it was shooting 1,200 rounds per minute.
Good God!
And the early versions, 1928, could shoot 900. This is why they start reducing the fire rate. So this is the army issued M1A1. So that would be already improved. It had lots of improvements, changes, making it cheaper and easier to manufacture. And as well, it reduces to roughly 400 rounds per minute. So it still had a punch.
Yes.
But it didn't have just
accuracy. You want the accuracy as well.
Exactly. It wasn't as good as the original, I would say.
Well, I think you'll agree that soldier's information was second to none. He really knew his stuff, but I'm hardly surprised because he told me both his father and his grandfather were in the military. In fact, Any of you military older guys out there, do you recognise any of that equipment? More important, were you in the services? Did you use some of that stuff? So there you go. It's a real mishmash of stuff. I'm going to keep at this, you know, because I'm really enjoying editing it and going through my files. I never realised how many different subjects and topics I did film. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments if you did, and I'll get some more out there. We'll see you in the next show. Hit that subscribe button. You know the score, people. TA Fishing, TA Outdoors. And I'm going to try and get out there and catch some fish. See you in the next one.